taken a couple characters away, added the characters that they did have in there, do more of a story with them, more of a backstory. Some characters just felt like they were thrown in, and I get it. It wasn't an origin story at all. It was just a basically like a week of Superman's life is basically what it was like. Um, Overall, solid movie. So I'm not trashing it, but I do believe once word of mouth gets out there, again, I think that's going to temper people's wanting to go see it, temper people's expectations. I had huge expectations for this movie, huge expectations, especially with James Gunn doing it. Did it meet it? No, absolutely not. Not even close. I'm going to be honest, not even close. But like I said, I did really enjoy the movie, so I'm not dogging it. I'm not talking shit on it. But there's a lot that was to be desired with the movie. Like I said, the characters overall, I thought they were good. They could have cut down on some people. The whole Justice gang that they had there, they could have done without them. They really could have. Just kept it a strict Superman movie with Crypto in it. I think that would have been fine. They could have kept the oh shoot, I forget what his name is. He does all the chemicals and stuff with his body. Oh, that's driving me crazy. I remember his name, but anyways, they could have kept him in it. He was a vital part in it, especially the pocket dimension that they were in. So they could have kept him in it. I mean, if you want to throw Green Lantern in there because he was cocky, he actually added some humor to the movie. You could have. Hawk Girl absolutely sucked in the movie. She was horrible. Mr. Terrific, I think they could have got somebody way better to play that role. Um, I get it. Mr. Terrific's not supposed to show any emotion. He's supposed to be very calculated with his decisions, very calculated, very like robotic in his persona. Um, I just didn't like the guy that played him. I really didn't. If I remember correctly, he's the same guy that played Darwin in the X Men First Class, I believe, and they screwed up that character. Not that they screwed up Mr. Terrific. They did a great job with Mr. Terrific. I mean, he was basically one of the main characters in the movie. But again, he could have been taken out and put somebody else in. I would have been perfectly fine with that. Um, they really need to do more of a backstory with Ultraman. Um, Maybe show something how the clones were going, stuff like that. What else? Lex Luthor, I thought was amazing. I forget what his name is that plays him, but he did a phenomenal job playing him. Really good job. And what's his name for Superman? He did a great job too. I'm not dogging Superman at all. Actors were great in it. Lois Lane was amazing in it. Um, so yeah, I'm not dogging any acting in it, but the directing by James Gunn, I might be dogging a little bit. Some of the humor in it kind of felt rushed, or not rushed, but forced. Um, there was a couple moments where the movie tried taking itself serious, a couple serious moments in it, and for some reason, good old James Gunn, he throws just a little splash of like humor in there just to break that up. I think there was enough humor in there; he didn't need to do that. But that's just my opinion. Not everything was funny. Some of the jokes in there were corny as hell. Um, uh, Trying to think what else here. Loved Crypto in it. Loved Crypto. Every time he was on the screen, he kind of stole the movie. Uh, you have unless you don't like dogs, you're definitely giggling when he's in the scene. Typical rambunctious dog. Uh, just so happens to have superpowers. So, but yeah, I really, really, really like Crypto in the movie. I thought he was awesome. Um, Trying to think here, what else? Fight scene at the end, good, solid. I don't want to say great, but good. Um, the one thing I have to say about the guy that is playing the new Superman, what's his name? David Cornswet. Um, he was a good Superman, but there's a couple scenes in there um, where the guy looks like Johnny Knoxville from Jackass. Like there's especially at the end when there's a scene where Ultraman uses his heat vision into Superman's eyes, and they're all like dark and stuff underneath, and it looks like on some size. Um, which I don't quite understand why he would do that. But that scene there, like when he pops his head up out from the one crater or the one cannon, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, he looked like Johnny Knoxville to me, and I didn't like that in the least bit. When I look at him, I didn't don't think Superman. There's a couple other parts in there where he kind of looked like uh, Fallon, the guy that played Green Lantern. Didn't like that. So yeah, I think that's up to James Gunn, the director, to kind of look at that, maybe change the color palette of them a little bit, or change something to make them look less like the person they're looking like at that time. So yeah, I didn't like that. That was a real big turnoff for me actually, because I'm not a huge Johnny Knoxville fan. I'm really not. I liked him in one movie, and he was all right in The Ringer. I mean, that movie could never be made now, but back in the day, it was funny. But the only movie I really liked that he was in was Dukes of Hazzard, and that's just because Dukes of Hazzard was one of my favorite movies growing up. The actual movie, the remake, actually sucked, but it was Dukes of Hazzard, so I still enjoyed it. Same thing with Superman. It's still Superman. I still enjoyed the movie. It didn't suck. It just didn't meet my expectations, and it could have been way better, especially with James Gunn directing. I mean, we all seen Guardians 1, 2, and 3, and they're phenomenal movies. Um, were they phenomenal because Kevin Feige was able to keep James Gunn bring the reins in on him a little bit, keep him more confined to what so he wasn't able to do kind of some of the stuff he wanted to do. Um, maybe, maybe over in Marvel, there's a little bit more brain trust over there to help iron out the script, make it a little bit more. I don't know quite the word I'm looking for. A little bit more, as maybe not dumbed down as much. Um, yeah, I guess that's the best way to put it. Uh, Forget where I was going with this here. Yeah, I forget where I was going with this. But anyways, you guys that did watch Smallville back in the day, um, it does kind of have a little bit of a Smallville vibe to it, a little bit of Smallville feel to it. Uh, there's nothing I could quite put my finger on it, but like the home, like the way Superman is and everything. It just that's kind of the way they portrayed him a little bit in Smallville. So that kind of reminded me of that, which was nice, kind of a throwback. Um, Kind of my thoughts on the whole Smallville thing is I thought they dropped the ball with that. With the whole Superman returns, they could have done a Smallville Superman movie with Tom Welling in it right after Smallville ended. But instead, they went with Superman Returns, made him look like a stalking creep. Thank you, Brian Singer, screwing that up. And they were afraid to make another one up until Man of Steel, until Zack Snyder took it over. And I'm sorry, to me, that's still probably the best Superman movie. I love the original with Christopher Reeves. I always will. The nostalgia is there and everything, but to me, the best Superman movie was the Man of Steel. Um, the part where Kevin Costner goes back to get the dog, and the whole family knows the tornado's going to come and get him. I mean, Superman can go and save him at any time. When he holds his hand up, like to tell Clark to stop, don't save me, like I tear up every time on that. There's not one part in the new movie, in the new Superman, where I even remotely wanted to tear. Um, I think they tried to do a couple moments like that, but again, then they added the humor in there, which kind of uh, put a damper on whatever type of feeling you were feeling at that moment. whatever type of compassion, whatever type of sadness, whatever type of happiness you were feeling at the time. They throw the humor in there, and it kind of puts a damper on it. So, again, that's James Gunn's fault. I think he tried doing a little too much in this. Tried making a little too Guardians. Um, but to be honest with you, this might be one of the most comic book accurate movies out there. It had a very comic booky feel to it, which I absolutely loved. Um, Guardians, I think, pulled that off too, so that might be a James Gunn thing that's able to do that. Um, so yeah, this felt very comic booky, which I liked. And by what I when I mean comic booky, I don't mean campy. It's not campy. It's not corny. Nothing like that. I don't mean it like that. I just mean very comic booky. So, of those of you that grew up, reading comic books, reading Superman, reading any type of comic book, this is gonna feel like that. Um, so yeah, I think that is my review on Superman and what I thought of it. Again, guys, I enjoyed it. I'm not disappointed in the least bit that I went to see it. But I did go see Man of Steel 3 times in the theater. I won't go back and see uh, the new Superman again. I will see it when it comes out on HBO Max or whatever it comes out on. I'll watch it again. Of course, I will. Um, just because I'm sure there's some spots in there that some things I missed, some little small Easter eggs I missed in there, stuff like that. But overall, it wasn't a bad movie where I wouldn't watch it again. I just wouldn't pay to watch it again. I wouldn't go to the theater and sit there for over 2 hours to watch it again. Um, I am not upset again in the least bit that I've seen it and that I did watch it for 2 hours. My girlfriend Joyce, she seemed to enjoy the movie. Um, we did go to see Thunderbolts about a month ago, and that was a better movie. She even liked that better. So I mean, to kind of put that into perspective, um, at DC, you guys need to really step your game up a little bit. This was supposed to be your launching movie for the whole new DC universe, and was it good? Yes. Could it have been better? Abso-freaking-lutely. I think you guys dropped the ball a lot on this movie. There's a lot that it could have been. Um, but again, that's somebody looking from the outside in. They might be ecstatic what they put out. I don't know. But again, it's a little. It left a little bit to be desired. But like I said, overall, solid movie. Out of 10, I will give it a 6.7. Not quite a 7, 6.7. Definitely better than an average movie. Um, Nothing's felt corny, like special effects wise. Nothing like that's felt corny in it. So very solid visually. Um, uh, a lot of the fight scenes, they were scrolling fight scenes where you're going back and forth, very fast paced. So they felt nice. They felt great. They felt like you were in the action. Uh, so yeah, I mean, overall the movie was good. 6.7, I'll give it. Um, yeah, so that's about it. That is my review for Superman. Now back to our gaming.